Shalom. Okay, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Barakatah Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Barakatah Rakakadash. Okay, double honors to our apostles of Great Millstone, elders of GMS. Okay, and salutation and peace and much blessings to your hopeful elect of the children of Israel. Okay, the 12 tribes make up the people of Negro and Indian descent. Okay, Israelite foreigners that was also scattered amongst the other nations, the heathen nations. Okay, you women as well. Hakwa. Okay, we're not the same people. We're not together. We're not going to come together at no point in time. You just can't choose to wake up, speaking to you Gentile heathen nations, to wake up and you decide you want to be an Israelite. If your fathers don't go back to the tribes and you're not an Israelite, you have the heathen nations. That's pretty much what this video covers, because Jake is still hell-bent on that. You know, as long as you got brown skin, you're black people. Where the Lord separated the nations, clearly the scriptures go into that, you know. Well, anyway, we're coming into that time where Matthew's the 13th chapter is going to come into full effect. There's going to be a major sifting that's going to take place, a major division, and amongst that sifting that's going to take place, not just the heathen nations is going to get sifted out from amongst the elect of the 12 tribes of Israel, but also the wicked as well amongst the 12 tribes of Israel. The wicked, they're all going to be sifted up out, you know. And Lord willing, hey, we're coming to the Passover, and Lord willing, you know, we give them throwing up the prayers that this sifting starts to take place. That usually around the Passover, a lot of things like that through the Spirit happens. That there's a sifting that takes place. But anyway, let's stay on point here. These heathens are not us, man. And they're not of us. And there's nothing but examples of in the scriptures that show you that we're not coming together with these nations. We're not going to build with these nations. You know, the scriptures cover that. The Samaritan woman at the well. There's another one when Yahweh Shai said, enter ye, go not unto the Samaritans. I might have the scripture up. It's in Matthew's. As well. As you know what? Let me do this. Got so many scriptures up. Let me do this as well. Let me see if I got it. Here we go. I should have just kept it up when I had it up. Matthew's. There we go. Matthew's 12. These 12 Yahweh Shai sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Okay, but let me do this. Let me give you an example in the scriptures that we're not coming together with these heathens. You can start this here. And let me do this here. Something Jake just can't learn and won't learn. Go to the Ezra, the 4th chapter. Now, when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the children of the captivity built the temple unto the Lord power of Israel, and I think this right here is under the captivity of the Persians. Yeah, it was under the captivity of the Persians. Then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers and said unto them, let us build with you. Okay? For we seek your power as ye do, and we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Esarhaddon, king of Ashur, which brought us up hither. But Zerubbabel and Joshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them. So we're specifying again, and it's going to continue to, and it always will specify Israel. Okay? Fathers of Israel said unto them, ye have nothing to do with us to build an house unto our power, but we ourselves together will build unto the Lord power of Israel, as King Cyrus, the king of Persia, have commanded us. Then the people of the land weakened the hands of the people of Judah, and troubled them building. See? Hold on, something in my eye here. Shit. Okay, here we go. So we're not building with these people, man. The Most High divided the nations. And you go on and read, and it actually comes somewhere in there, it mentions a lot the other nations, who these hands that helped to trouble Judah. If you keep on reading, and hired counselors against them to frustrate their purpose all the days of the king Cyrus, king of Persia, even until the reign of Darius, king of Persia. Okay. Something is my damn eye. I'm trying to focus and trying to ignore it. Something's really bothering some. Anyway. And in the reign of Ahasuerus, in the beginning of his reign, wrote they unto him an accusation against the inhabitants of Judah in Jerusalem. And in the days of Artaxerxes, wrote Bishlam. And if I'm correct, I think that Artaxerxes is actually Xerxes that's in the movie 300. If I'm correct. I can be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's who the Xerxes was in the movie when you watch 300, the Persian king. But anyway, let's stay on point here. Mithridates, Tabel, and the rest of their companions unto Artaxerxes, king of Persia, and the writing of the letter was written in the Syrian tongue and interpreted in the Syrian language and the Syrian tongue, Slaket. Rehum, the chancellor, and Shimshai, the scribe, wrote a letter against Jerusalem to Artaxerxes, the king of this sort. Then wrote Rehum, the chancellor, and Shimshai, the scribe, and the rest of their companions, the Danites, the Aphorsathites, the Tarpilites, the Aphorsites, these are different Hamite nations, and Archevites, and the Babylonians, and the Susanchites, the Dehavites, and the Elamites, and you know who Elam is, and the rest of the nations whom the great and noble Asnapper brought over and set in the cities of Samaria, and the rest that are on this side the river. And at such a time, you see, and this is the copy of the letter that they sent unto him, even unto Artaxerxes the king, our servant, the men on this side the river. And at such a time be it known unto the king that the Jews which came up from thee to us are come unto Jerusalem, building the rebellious and the bad city, and have set up the walls thereof, and joined the foundation, doing what they usually do, doing what they always do. I'm just reading that to show you the different nations. But anyway, let's go back to my point. Not coming back to these nations. Now we're not coming together. There's a division that took place here, a major division. Okay. That's 32. I think there's both of these are 32. Don't ask me why I got them both. Okay, Deuteronomy 32 and 8. When the Most High divided the nations, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. Okay, so you know a major separation took place mainly, and let's just go back to Genesis, the flood itself, that we are a totally different, separate nations. I know I'm all over the place, but you know, each and every scripture is pretty much just proving my point itself. You know, just pretty much proving my point. All right, but let's just go to Genesis, and you know, out of Genesis, referring to the flood, the three sons of Noah, and Ham was, well, who was it? Let me go. It was Shem, Ham, and Japheth, the three sons of Noah. Genesis 10:6, and the sons of Ham one of the sons of Noah, Cush, and Mizraim, and Phut, and Canaan. And I always make the mistake, Salaki, when I'm referring to Cushites a lot, I always say the Canaanites would be. I'm just speaking in the spirit, going off, but I correct. I have to always correct myself. I always make that mistake that they're different nations, totally different nations, and and a whole lot of those Cushites is amongst Jake in the hood now. Whole lot of them. What was that tribe sign I had? Okay, here we go. There's a whole lot of Cushites amongst Jake in the hood. And a lot of those Cushites, I mean, we're scattered amongst those Cushites, those Ethiopians, We're scattered amongst them. But there we go, Canaan, South Africans, Canaan, those Canaanites. These are different Hamite nations. These are all Hamites. These are all Hamites. All right. So again, he divided the nations, man. What is so hard to understand about that? And the son of Cush, that Cush again. Nimrod, Cush, Nimrod, who's Babylonians. So the Cushites were the ancient Babylonians. Okay. And this just goes through the whole list. Ham and the gang. Well, it actually goes through the nation's period. It's like it. Okay. And this is my point. In 32, these are the families, when you read all through that, these are the families of the sons of Noah after their generations and their nations, and by these were the nations divided in the earth after the flood. So the nations are divided. We're not all one people. And that's something that Jake just hell bent on rejecting, that we're different nations that they will never accept as, and they're just stuck on that foolish notion that because we may have the same color skin, which our skin actually has a different spirit on it, a different shine to it, man. They just hell bent on us being the same people, The Israelites alone, man, outnumber the other nations, period. Just the Israelites alone, we don't need the other nations amongst our numbers to be great. The Israelites on the planet, the 12 tribes of Israel, already outnumber all the nations of the earth, man. And they make the point they're black folks, we're the dominant people on the planet. No, the Israelites are the dominant people on the planet. The Israelites are. Where's that scripture? Let's see if I can find it here. It's the seas. Genesis 32 and 12. Hold on, give me a second. Hold on. Let me check this out. Here we go. Isaiah 10 and 12 is much better. For though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decreed shall overflow with righteousness. So we already outnumber all the nations on the planet, regardless of, we don't need the other nations amongst us, We're a totally different nation of people, totally different spirit, And thou says, I will surely do thee good and make thy seed, Genesis 32 and 12. And thou says, I will surely do thee good and make thy seed as the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered for multitude. And that's Israel, man. And especially now that Israel is scattered amongst the other nations, they don't make them other nations, them heathens, man. Israelites. And that's another thing with Yahweh Shai saying, go not to the Samaritans in Matthews. Where's that Matthews? Do I still have it up? No, I don't. The Samaritans, they were wicked Israelites mixing amongst the Samaritans, following after their ancient customs. But those original the Samaritans are heathens, man. You know, the Samaritans were a Hamitic tribe of heathens. You know, I should have gone and read it now. When he was at the well, um, John 4. Was I correct? Am I correct? John 4. But here we go. I'm still reading some of this, but let's go. Here we go with these Cushites here. Cushites. I might have lost it. Hold on, give me a second here. I might have lost it. Philosophy. Some philosophy Jews. Let me see if I can find it again. Let me see if I can find it again. Shows you that these philosophy Jews, these Cushites are not Israelites. The term is one of the most important terms used by Hebrew Bible to refer to Africa and Africans. Ancient Egyptians seems to refer to black Africans in their southern border as Cush. And that's going off. Maybe they may have, but again, the ancient Egyptians and the Cushites may have the same daddy, but those two different African nations itself. Who were the Cushites in the Bible? Cushites are characterized as a large group of people, but the most reference to Cush. No. Where? Cushites from the significant minority of Kenya's population. That's where your boy Barack Obama's from. So Barack Obama's a Cushite. They speak Afro-Asiatic languages and originally came from Ethiopia and Somalia in northeast Africa. Cushites are concentrated in the northernmost northeastern provinces. So Ethiopia, Somalia, Ethiopia, and Somalia. Okay, Ethiopia. And a lot of Somalians amongst us, especially Columbus. But there's a lot of Somalians here as well. All right. But I always made a mistake and always referred to them as Canaanites, though. Okay. Let me see if I can find this here. Let's see if it comes up correctly. I can just get up and get it. Okay, there's Black history in here, but faith, Zondervan Bible Dictionary. Let me hit this here. The Zondervan Bible Dictionary. I thought it would give me a search bar. But I guess not. Let's go back here. Let's see what it has here. I can get up and get it, like I said, but I'm just going to see if I can find it real quick. Ham. Here we go. This is inside the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. And we can never read this enough. We used to read it a lot, but out there in those highways and the byways, especially when we're OSU campus. But again, this can't be stressed enough to Jake, man. And one of 8 persons to live through the flood, he became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Cushites, Mishram, the Cushites, the Libyans, and the Canaanites. Okay. Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born about 96 years before the flood. And one of 8 persons to live through the flood, he became a progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes. Okay. Look this here, progenitor. Progenitor. A person or thing from which a person, animal, or plant is descended or originate, an ancestor or parents. You cannot get around that. Okay. Jake, nickel. Y'all just can't get around it. Let me get that John. Is it John 4? Was it John 4? It's John 4. Let's just see here. I'm thinking about the woman at the well. Here we go. The woman of Samaria. There cometh a woman of Samaria to draw water. Yahushua saith unto her, Give me to drink. For his disciples were going away unto the city to buy meat. Then said the woman of Samaria unto him, How is it that thou, being a Jew, askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans. Yahushua answered and said unto her, If thou knewest the gift of the Most High, and who it is that saith to thee, Give me to drink, thou wouldest have asked of him, and would have given thee living water. So give me a second here. Okay. So the woman said unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. From whence then hast thou that living water? Art thou greater than our father Jacob, which gave us the well? Can you imagine the look on Yahushua's face when this woman was talking? And drank thereof himself, and his children, and his cattle? Yahushua answered and said unto her, Whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst again. And that's referring to the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Okay, that water that he's referring to, the truth. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him as a well of living water, springing up into everlasting life. And you're seeing an example of that right now. It's blossoming right now all over the internet, and the videos, the prophets, the videos, Great Millstone concert, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year. That living water is constantly flowing, man. It's constantly flowing, you know. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him as a well of water, springing up into everlasting life. The woman said unto him, Sir, give me this water that I thirst not, neither come hither to draw. Yahushua said unto her, Go, call thy husband and come hither. The woman answered and said, I have no husband. Yahushua said unto her, Thou hast well said, I have no husband. For thou hast had 5 husbands, and he whom thou now hast is not thy husband. And that sayest thou truly. The woman said unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. Our fathers worship in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship. Yahushua said unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. So it's wisdom, knowledge, understanding, man. This truth, man, is only Only elect remnant is going to receive it, and no heathen is going to push this truth, man. That's why you don't see it. That's why there's no example that the heathens is pushing this wisdom, man. No examples on this planet. And if there is, they're Israelite foreigners. Okay? For salvation is of the Jews. But the hour cometh now is when the true worshippers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him. So that's what I was referring to. But the hour cometh, we're in that hour now. And now is when the true worshippers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. You ain't seeing none of that amongst these heathens, man. Where's that at? Where's that at? You don't see it, nor hear it amongst this madness, man. These are heathens. And amongst these heathens is Jakes, man, that are going the hell off. They follow the customs. No, you got to correct yourself. They follow some of the customs. Those Israelites, foreigners over amongst these heathens, man. They're following some of the customs. Just like the heathens have always done. Follow some of the customs. You know, one of the customs is to call on the name, man. The name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. That's a custom to call on the right name. What does the scripture say again? Here, Yahweh Shai said it in himself. He said it himself. Let me find it. Here it is in 4 and 23. But the hour cometh, and now is when the true worshippers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. In spirit and in truth. No getting away around that, man. And so that means the name as well. The true name. Ain't no makeup name. Ain't no variation of the name. It's his name, you know. Yahweh Shai. Yehuda, Yahweh. These niggas are lost, man. And if you can't receive Yahweh Shai, that means the spirit just not dealing with you, period. You know? And definitely ain't no damn Jesus. Anyway, hope you're ready to fight till next time, Lord willing. Shalom.